You got a cracked tail light? Don't wait till you get pulled over. Let's get them swapped out so the lights can shine through an unbroken clear lens. Buckle up, let's get it. With all the cold weather we've been having, my tail light started cracking. It started spidering out, and then eventually it broke through. So in this video, I'm just going to do the one side, but I did buy both lights. Tools you'll need. There's a thing I want to do before we actually start taking it out, but just to give you a little run through what you have to do. So this light here, there's no bolts this way, right, or around. So you would have to go to this access panel in the back, and you would use your flathead and pop that cover off. But the first thing you want to do, honestly, once you open this back door, the back door, is make sure you lock that. Because if you don't, you'll start killing your battery, and then you'll put your light in, and car may not start, or it'll be hard to start. So what you want to do is, trying to do this with one hand here. Not much of a magician. Yes, there you go. So if you heard that noise, that means you're good. So this door thinks it's locked. Perfect. So now we're not going to come back and have a dead battery. So now back to this access panel. You want to take this off. There's a lot of things you could use. Body panel tool is probably the best one, honestly, but I have a screwdriver here. I'm just using common tools around the house, and then pull that off. And you want to be really careful with this because there's like little tabs. You're going to put this back in. These tabs are going to hook back here. It's going to slide in and push back and snap back. So, a couple of fasteners you got to take off is this first nut, very easy to get to. The electrical connector, that pigtail, unplug it. And all the way up, there's the nut you got to take off. And you got to use a deep socket. That's why we're using a quarter drive, preferably quarter drive with a flex head, or if you have any gear wrenches, you probably could use that. It would probably work pretty good too. Okay, so we're gonna start doing that and then go from there. First, look at the tail light. Pretty sharp looking tail light. Regular standard light. And here are your studs in the back. Does not come with any light bulbs though, so you got to reuse the old bulbs. So this should be a very straightforward job. Alright, so now we have our ratchet. We're going to make sure we're okay, we're good. Now, I take this light, kind of wedge it down. Smaller lights would be better. This is the only thing I have right now, so sometimes you got to work with your ratchet on there. Okay, so you got it on your top one. So lefty loosey. I'm just gonna turn it a couple times, and then we're just gonna pull the rest out by hand. You can get to it. I chose the top one first just so I could. Bottom one should be easier. It would be a good idea to unplug it or go for the top bolt. I'm doing a video here, so I figured I would just go for. Don't want to lose this bolt. Figure I would go for that top one. And then here, we're going to find the release tab, which I don't know. Anyway, let's see if you can. So, focus this a second. Tab. Got my big old finger, my big old orange finger. But let's see if I can get it. You see this there. Actually release that. I'm going to push that in. Unplug it. Not in the clear yet, right? And you don't want this old one to just fall out because you still need those light bulbs. Unless you have new light bulbs. Or light bulbs could be alright, and maybe it's just the remaining of the lenses will go bye-bye, you know? Which wouldn't be a big deal. Focus that. Working with one hand here, so I apologize. I'm a sorry dude today. Alright, so from there. From there, now we're gonna have to pull it out. Line the notches up, drop it in, turn it. Same thing here. Line your notches up. Big notches right there. Line it up, turn it. Okay, now you're ready to go back in. So, straightforward. Just gonna go through your through holes. And try to make sure this is cleaned up a little bit. Another thing you got to watch out for is this here. So when you do this, here's the old light here. You are going in like that, and your studs would go in like that through your top hole here, and then your bottom hole. So your top hole and your bottom hole. So. Do the same thing. See if I could kind of get it in there. Better view here. Pretty tough using just one hand here. I'm gonna make sure so that bottom, the top one's in, right? The bottom one's in. So now you can make sure everything's flush. They can loosely just put your nuts in. So what we're gonna do is just gonna start with this bottom one. I don't want to start with the harness in case it does fall out. You know, rip the harness out with it. And that one, I'm not sure if I can jam everything in there all at once, so my hand's gonna be blocking it. We're just using things around the house. I know there's smaller lights you could use, but that's all I really got at this time. So you don't want to kill all the way down, so we're gonna flip to this top one, switch hands here. Let's try to. I'm gonna lose that light, so maybe I'll be able to do this if I lose that light. Flex head does make it a little bit easier to get your hand in there. So you got it, and I think we got it good there. And that one, and just same thing. Now you don't have to do nothing fancy with the pigtail. Just all you have to do is put it back into the connector. And you're all set. And from there, we're gonna test it. enough for the test. So one thing I want to mention before we do all this, because I'm going to be doing a lot of things that are kind of going to be questionable, right? Because I'm working by myself. You really want to make sure you always chock your wheels. Steer axle, opposite side that you're going to be on, so it forces you to walk around. So you don't just forget about it. And it forces you to kick the chocks. So, first thing you want to do, after you do that, is you want to turn your key forward so you can check each individual bulb, or you can turn them on all at the same time. You will need a little bit of help with your handy dandy pry bar, brake pedal depressor, pry bar, right? So then you want to kind of look like that, right? So now your brake light's on. Since we did the right, you want to have your right turn signal on, right? And then from here, put it in reverse, come back out. This should laminate all your lights all at once, and you're good. Right? Just don't forget to chock your front wheels, and you always want to go steer axle. So that's the front passenger side. That's the chosen one. And put it back into the park. You can turn your turn signal off, and just to make sure your marker works, because your brake and your marker gonna be on that same bulb. I'm gonna come back. You see it's good. I'm gonna come back just to show you it's on the same one. Voila! Thanks for watching.